Hey everyone, Captain Amazing here, and today we're going to do my account overview for August. So let's jump into it. So last month I was finishing up my farms for JMK, and this month I was able to accelerate that farm quite nicely. I'm very satisfied with where my JMK is. So if you see, I was able to get him to here. Let's just go over to Galactic Republic. So I was able to get him to Relic 7. He currently only has 5 Zetas, which is fine. His basic isn't a huge rush, and I'm probably going to hold off on his basic for this month, maybe next month, and I'll cover why that here in a second. I got Commander Ahsoka Tano also to Relic 7, and I got Padme Amidala to Relics, and then I took her to Relic 5. So the reason I did that is I have the Datacrons. So I have Padme Cron, and with Padme Cron, it's very huge for me to be able to use it for 5v5, either on defense or on offense. I'll cover GAC later, but it's a really strong team. So I got JMK to Relic 7. I did finish, initially I think I just had some Relic 5s to do, and then my Wat Tambor was Relic 3, so I had to take him to Relic 7. So overall, finished this JMK, very happy with it. His mods aren't perfect, right? His health is a little low. His speed is fine, 574 is okay, and his damage is a little low. But like I have a defensive set on him, so he still this should be health. I just have to I just don't have the mods depth right now to not steal away mods. So JMK is pretty flexible, and I have been using, even without his ult, I was able to beat it out fully relic JMK teams. So I'm very happy with this team, what it can do, uh, and what I'm getting from my investment so far. So I don't regret taking Padme to Relic 5. If you want to know why I took Commander Ahsoka to Relic 7, it wasn't for GAC or TW or anything, because I think at Relic 5 too, she has tons of survivability and stat boosting abilities and her mastery ramps. But I took her to Relic 7 for, believe it or not, just for rote. So that way I can use JMK all the way up to the Relic 7. I think it's the first 3 zones. So I have JMK and Cat for that. Otherwise, if I only had her at like Relic 5, I can use her for the first days, and then the second and third, I wouldn't be able to use this JMK team as effectively. So that's it. But I think it's a good use for having her at Relic 7. Works out really well. The other Galactic Republic is very easy to fill in. We have General Kenobi, Grandmaster Yoda, even C-3PO, Shock T. I can find replacements for that really easy. So as far as the mods, so on them specifically, I did get Cat a little faster than last time. So before she was like 360, I did change out just 2 mods and made her to 366, which is okay. It's not the fastest, but it does for it helps with the mirror, so that if you have a slower Cat, it makes it a little harder with this Datacron to win. So that's why I boosted her up a little bit, but I don't want to like fully take the best mods in my account and give it to Cat to have her compete with the, like the 370 plus Cats, because I can still win those mirrors with the slower Cat if I just put in like Grandmaster Yoda as my 5th, and that works out just fine. So that's why I did that. So what I'm farming right now though, so I started this Quadme farm. So before Queen Amidala was like very low gear, maybe gear 8 or something, and Padawan Obi-Wan Master Qui-Gon, I took them to gear 11. So I put all the Chirotech on them. I have this gear saved. So if you see, I have the stun gun and everything ready, and I have all their gear saved, literally everything I would need to take them to relics. So next, or this month, I think I'll have Padawan Obi-Wan Master Qui-Gon and hopefully Queen Amidala, I'll have them all at R7 by next month. Um, so that I'm thinking that's going to be pretty fine. I do have two Omicrons and two Zetas on Queen Amidala. I did that just so for GAC, honestly, and then for some raid participation. So now I can take in a second team with some leftovers and probably get some decent scores on them. While I'm building up Padawan Obi-Wan and Master Qui-Gon. So once I have the full trio up and running, then I'm planning on taking Queen Amidala probably to Relic 7 and Padawan Obi-Wan Master Qui-Gon to Relic 9. Maybe I'll take Queen Amidala to Relic 8 if I need the extra raid participation, but we'll see. As of right now, that's my plan. I did end up changing my farming order. So before I was going to go Queen Amidala into Gungans into Leia because I'm so close on Leia. I've decided to change that. So I don't think there's a reason to accelerate my Jar Jar Binks right now. And I may skip him out altogether until after I farm Bo-Katan, because Jedi Knight Cal Kestis with the Seer Unaligned Ufus team and Bo-Katan Mandalore, I think would honestly bring more to my account than Jar Jar. But I might just knock out Jar Jar, even though it's not the most efficient thing for my account, just because it's a faction. And I do believe in having a team for every faction because they're needed for things like conquest, and these guys have a lot of abilities or kits that are unique to them. So things like conquest, I think they're going to be conquest relevant for a very, very long time, and I would rather have even just a Relic 5 Gungan team so I can get through their conquest phase, so I can use them in galactic challenges or whatever else that they're required for. Even though I don't think realistically they're going to do that much for me. The raid, it's nice to have the raid. I don't think my guild's going to be pushing my current guild, their requirements like 2.6 million. So I have 2.1 right now, and my Quadme team is going to be able to push me well above that. So that's why I'm not pushing for Gungans, and then why I don't think I need them for the raid unless I like change guilds or something. Maybe I'll need some more Gungans in there. Next is my Leia. So my Leia farm, I did start working on it a little bit. So what I've done is I've put some work into Lobot here. So I brought him to gear 12 because it's pretty much free. And then I took Captain Drogon to gear 11. Currently, he's not 7 stars, and he won't be until this becomes my main farm. So I'm starting to placing Kyrotech on these characters, as you can see with Drogon. So next I'll probably start working on Scout Trooper, getting him up and running, and then I'll work on Nisa, and then I'll start working on the relics while I'm finishing off. And that's why I layer my farms, is because it makes it a lot easier and it flows really well. So I think I'll finish Quadme this month, and then I may finish Leia, or at least start shard farming Leia by October, which is pretty fast if you think about it. Like JMK into Quadme into Leia is going to be super, super quick, because I don't need any more gear. I just need signal data for the Quadme team. And while I'm doing that, I think I'll be able to finish Drogon, Scout Trooper, Nisa, and Lobot to relics by the time I have Relic 9 on Master Qui-Gon, Padawan Obi-Wan, and my Quadme is Relic 7. And then this one, I'll just have to use, it'll be signal data, which will be my bottleneck to take these guys up, because I have the R8 material I need, I have the R7 material for all these guys, and then R3 is like a joke for Lobot. So should be super, super quick on finishing my Leia farm. Next, let's talk about ships. So I did dump all my resources on ships. The reason I did that was before I was expecting that the next GL level ship was going to come very, very quickly. I estimated before they announced Ahsoka that the next big thing that we were going to have is a GL level ship. So I wanted to save up with that so that I would remain at the top of the meta, because I was like, I have Leviathan, I have Profundity, I have Executor, and I was slowly building up my Profundity. And my thought point was, if I farm the next thing, then I'll be able to hold well in GAC, and then I won't have to worry about my crystals in Fleet Arena. So with the announcement of GL Ahsoka, I think the earliest that we can get another GL ship is March of 2025. So with that said, that's a long time from now, like a very long time. And I had a ton of prestige saved, and crystals actually, because I was saving crystals for that. So what I ended up doing was I 7-starred Profundity, and I put all the prestige in. All my pilots were already finished for Profundity, so that wasn't an issue. And then I finished Radis, believe it or not. So I just slowly worked her up. She just happened to be 7 stars. So I got all of my prestige and I put it into the Radis. And I didn't stop there. I actually put all the prestige into the Executrix as well. So before I said I was thinking about getting the Radis and the Executrix up, but I ended up doing it because I don't need it. I don't need it anymore. And let's see how much prestige. So I only have 100 prestige left. So I had close to, probably before I had Profundity, I had close to like 4,000 prestige or something. So now I finished Radis, I finished Profundity, and I finished Executrix. All I have left is the Endurance. So I'm not going to get up the Endurance. I do have some like side things to do for Finalizer. So I probably will finish these abilities, even though I literally never use them. And then maybe once I start getting above 1950 prestige, I'm going to just finish out Home 1, even though I never use this fleet and it's just a cleanup fleet and it works 100% fine where it is. I will get it up and running with any prestige over 1950, because you only need 1950 for the next GL ship. So I'll save up everything I have for the next GL ship. Once I have all that saved, then I'm gonna dump everything into Home 1, Finalizer, maybe even Endurance. And the reason I say that is just GP. Like, it's good to get some GP, and it's pretty much free. So I'll probably finish up the Endurance and all the other abilities and just max everything out, because I can. On my ship ability Omegas, I'm pretty much lower than what I need. So I can get this one. Honestly, I don't think the plus 10% protection is that. But I got my Radis team up to workable levels. So I am going to start saving up my Omegas. So I'm not going to do that one. But pretty much this Resistance fleet is fully functional. So a fully functional Resistance fleet. I got my fully upgraded the Star Fortress. Poe is pretty much at a functional level. Yeah, I'll do this one. Why not? That's still a good ability. So Poe's at a functional level. My Resistance X-Wing's at a functional level, and my Comeuppance is maxed out as much as I can. Once I relic up Zori, I'll max out this ability. But like, this team is fully functional. I'm hoping it will start getting me some holds, like some sneaky holds, because Rey's Millennium Falcon can absolutely delete people if you play it incorrectly. So, or if you take the wrong team. Right now, I can use it to clean up, if I wanted to clean up like Leviathans, or it's a very good fleet. I don't know if it's quite at the level where it could take out Executors. I know some can that are fully fleshed out. I'm not sure if mine can, but it's in a very good place, and I'm very happy with it. I did finish my 7 stars for every pilot or every ship except for the Comeuppance. So I have what is it? I think there's 67 or 66 ships, and I'm missing just one 7-star with the Comeuppance. So I'm very happy with that. So now I'm at the stage where I'm just going to start pretty much hoarding my materials, because there's nothing left for me to do in fleets pretty much, except cosmetic things, or leveling up pilots, but I can't do that right now. So like Marauder, Comeuppance, Executrix, that would be the next thing I need to do to improve my fleets. But right now, where I'm at, I'm perfectly fine without them. So maybe in the future, Once I start working towards Lord Vader, this Marauder would be nice, and then I can take up Plo Koon to Relic 7 for even more reliable Executor counter. But other than that, perfectly fine where it is. Very happy. So let's talk about my raid participation here, or real quick. So overall, for my GP, I did increase about 200k galactic power this month. I don't think this is a sustainable level of what I'm doing here, because I've been getting pretty big things like JMK, finishing out the Profundity, finishing out the Radis, shoring up some smaller things. I've been leveling my characters. So my farming, I've been dumping my extra credits to level up like the Gungans, Jedi Knight, the Seer Junda team, my Bo-Katan team. So if you see, pretty much everything's at 85 that I need to farm for the next long while. And the next thing I need to start putting my credits into is probably like Gas, Maul, DTMG, or the other conquest characters. So once I start getting this assault battle up and running and I'm getting like 21 million credits a month, I'm going to be able to level, I think, pretty much my entire roster to 85. So once I do that, that's going to be pretty nice. But that's when you start. So all these things increase GP, and I'm doing this for like TB and to help my guild for those things. So that's pretty nice. But other than that, like, it's not the biggest deal, but it does help to if everyone increases their GP as much as you can. So as you can see, I don't have any stars or characters I need to activate. I've fully upgraded all my ships, so I'm going to do that with this, with these characters. I'm going to take them all to 85, and I pretty much upgrade my mods, and anything I have at the end of the week, I dump into my levels, and that way I'm not buying mods yet with my credits, but once I have all my characters that I care to have at level 85, at that point I can start dumping all my credits into mods. So that's going to be nice, and I'll just save a buffer for like new characters. But I'm starting to run out of things to do, just like I'm starting to run out of shards to farm. So if you see, like Tuscan Chieftain, Trip Zero, Vandor Chewbacca, these are my last things I need to farm that are accelerated. Like after this, literally I have everything farmed, hard node farms that I need to farm. And then my unaccelerated farms, we have Paz, IG, Gungan, the Gungans, and Kelleran Beck. And then the rest of my stars that are lower are Cantina farms. And you should never farm Cantina farms until it's your main farm. So I'm running out of things to farm. And I did start doing, if you see here for the events, I started putting crystals into so that I get access to tier 3, and that's going to accelerate my new marquees I have to farm. So it makes it a lot quicker. So now I'm going to start doing that is I'll buy 2 gamble packs for every marquee that comes out, as long as they don't change the system, and that's going to make it a lot quicker for me to farm these unaccelerated characters. And I think I'm at the point where I'm going to be able to just slowly farm them up, and I'm not going to be able, and I'm not going to have to worry. So the second that new things come out, I'm going to be able to start farming them immediately. And then once I finish all these farms, and I'm just farming literally like 1 or 2 unaccelerated farms or 3, then I'll probably start double farming them to finish them even quicker. And then that way, once something comes out, I'll be able to put some crystals into accelerating it, and then I'll double farm it until it's done, and then that will make my turnaround of when new characters hard nodes drop. I'll be able to farm them within like 2-ish months of when they finish. So I'm really happy with the progress that my shard farming is. And then I only have 2 fleet characters left to farm. One of these Gungans, maybe Boomadir, and Grogu. Might be Phalanx, I don't know. They all look the same, right? So either IG 12 and Grogu, and one of these Gungans is all I have to left to farm, literally for anything for shards for fleet. All right, so let's talk about my mods real quick. So I've I had to steal a lot of these mods, and I farmed some of them. But my mods are good on JMK. They're fine. They're usable. As I build new mods and I find ones that are um, better for JMK, I'll switch them out. But I did add 2 more 300 plus characters to my account. So I didn't add them, but I changed their mods, or I was able to upgrade their mods to get them to 300 plus. So First Order Officer and Shock T. Shock T is important for the JML and JMK, so I wanted to get her a little faster. So now she's like 300 plus, and then First Order Officer, I was just upgrading mods, and that's where the mods landed. So I put them on first. I put them on First Order Officer, so that way when I do my poke swipe, less chance of some RNG happening, and First Order Officer being able to take his turn to make SLKR go. So now I have 22 characters at 300 speed or higher. That's not a GL, and then I added a GL, and he has fantastic mods. So I don't know where I got like 3 characters worth of mods to kind of upgrade these and not reduce anyone's speed, but I'm slowly working through all my mods and all my characters to just improve them all from the ground up and from the ceiling down, so that I have a good, not only just like ridiculously fast characters, but the important characters in all my teams are functional and can perform at the speed that they need to. I'm pretty sure I'm going to start working on Quadme mods, because she's 280 right now, 284, and she has not very good mods, like very mid-tier mods. So I'm going to try to get her to 300 plus, and then same as Master Qui-Gon and Padawan Obi-Wan. So Padawan Obi-Wan, I don't have a ton of offense mods laying around, so I'm just building those, and as I get new offense mods and I get new speed mods, I'll start putting them on Quadme, Master Qui-Gon, and Padawan Obi-Wan to hopefully get that team to 300 plus speed, so that they can perform at the level I need them to. But otherwise, I'm pretty happy with my mod progress for this last month. So just for a month of progress, that's pretty good in my opinion. And then so let's talk about my grand arena. So last month I was 3,423 skill rating, and you may say like, Captain Amazing, why are you sucking? And I'll say, yeah, you're right. But I have winning seasons. I do. I went 5-4 this season. I went 5-4 last season. I went 5-4 the season before that. Like, I am winning more than I'm losing, and I'm slowly losing my skill rating, like every so often. Because before the anti-squish was happening, I was one win away from Kyber 1, and then the squish happened and it pushed me down. And then I've been still winning, but I've been slowly losing my skill rating and getting pushed out of Kyber 2 because I'm not going 6-3. So to maintain your skill rating, you have to pretty much, at least in Kyber, you have to go 6-3. To climb, you have to go 7-2, and it's absolutely nuts, like pretty crazy what you have to do win wise right now to stay in Kyber. So I don't know if you guys are feeling it. Let me know in the comments if you guys are getting pushed out of the leagues that you're in. But I am absolutely slowly trying everything I can to get this up and running. And I did end up changing some of my defenses here to give me a greater chance of winning. So I have I put JMK on defense. So I know I'm like a full offense guy, but before I had JMK, I was able to full clear like 99% of the time. So I don't think I need JMK on offense unless it's unless they put their JMK on defense with the Padmecron, then I'm going to have to mirror it. But if I scout them and I see they don't, then I'm going to put mine on defense. I don't know where in 5v5. And then in 3v3, I've been putting this Padme team on defense with Mace. It stops the Mallet counter. So Rex 5s has been a good counter if I start putting some investment into this Zori. And then Qui-Gon's not a big deal. So I've been slowly improving my defense. And at this point of where I'm at in the game, my offense is solid, really, really solid. My ship's defense solid as well. I've improved this Radis team so that it's actually a contender, and it can get some sneaky holds. I have my triple attacker executor, and then I have my Leviathan. So I'm at the point where I'm putting a bit of a better defense. Once I get Leia, I'll probably put Leia on defense, and maybe I'll put Leia and JMK on the front here with Quadme, and then that's probably what I'll do with fives as well. So maybe I'll put my JMK. So I'll go with the JMK and Prey. I'll probably put it here. Switch out this dash team. Maybe move that dash team somewhere else. I'm gonna have to change up my. I can't move the thing here. Let me hide my face real quick. But I'm going to have to change my Qui-Gon team up a little bit because I have JMK now. So I'm going to, and then Cat's over here with Dash. So I'm going to have to change these two teams. I'll probably just augment this this Qui-Gon team with some other Jedi. And then I'm going to probably put JMK here on the front. And then maybe I'll put like Zori or something here. But I think I'm going to go with the JMK and Prey. In fives, and then still have the same ship's defense that I have, and then hopefully sometimes, because right now I'm pretty much hoping that my fleets can hold, but if some people just lose to JMK, believe it or not, like they just throw everything at it and they just lose. So if I throw JMK here on that front wall, then that gives me the opportunity to just require a 2-zone win, because if they're stuck on my fleets, they beat this zone, which is not a big deal, then they'll be stuck here. And then even on this zone, I did put my Phoenix team here. I'm probably going to move that to the front wall, maybe with my Zori team. But it's a good team. Like overall, these are some good teams here. Maybe I'll take this on offense. I don't know. I need to put Datacron on there now that I have Rex up and running, because I didn't have this team working well. But I could probably just put a attacker cron on this or something and just let it run havoc. So I might just do that and then put that on my front wall. And using Datacrons like that is what elevates these teams. I know this team beats the Reva teams, but I have Reva counters, so I'm willing to put it on defense because I need a better defense. So I'm thinking I'm going to put this on my bottom wall and then change up my defense. And like I said, everything I get from now on is going on defense. And as I'm slowly building more things, at this point, once I'm closer to like 11 mil, I will probably have a banger defense. So in like 6 months or so, not only will I be I won't be a ship's defense guy, I will just be a contender, hopefully, because I'll have like hopefully 6 or 7 GLs at that point, and a lot more usable A tier teams with like conquest characters, Seer, Junda, Gungans, Bo-Katan, Jedi Knight Calcastus, my Night Sisters hopefully will be fully fleshed out. So all these things will just give me more defensive power. And then as I start going into off meta counters and maybe changing Phoenix and Night Sisters into offense and then replacing them with other things like GLs or something, so I can off meta counter GLs and then put like a banger defense and try to win from there. So we'll see as my Grand Arena and my roster evolves, and I climb up closer to Kyber 1, then my strategies are going to change. I'll probably invest more in Datacrons so that I can compete with these people. But overall, that's my plan. Let me know what you think. Thanks for hanging out with me. I do enjoy doing these things because it lets me evaluate where I am and what I've been doing for the month. And I think it's just a good kind of like a diary type thing where I can see the progress of my account. So thanks for watching and hanging out with me and supporting me. I'll see you guys next time, and on your way out, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Take care.